Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on Top Search channel 106. We're also streaming live on Kenstream app as well as on Facebook, that's Camnet TV, and on our YouTube channel, Camnet TV. Here are the top stories making headlines in our news tonight. CHILENJE traders concerned over termination of emergency social cash transfer. JCTR urges government to publish a forensic audit on stolen medical aid. Energy expert says ZESCO should leverage the $15 million restructured by the EXIM bank. In international news, UN urges board action to eliminate child labor in all its forms. And in sports news, Zambian winger CHIPYOKA SONGA secures permanent move to Israel club. Do join me with the details shortly after this break.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. Traders at Lusaka's CHILENJE market have raised concerns following the government's decision to discontinue the Emergency Social Cash Transfer (ESCT), a program initially designed to cushion the aged and persons living with disabilities. The concerns come in the wake of an announcement by the Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Doreen Mwamba, who directed that beneficiaries under the now concluded ESCT be integrated into the regular social cash transfer scheme. One of the traders, Agatha Banda, urged the government to reconsider the move, noting that the termination of the emergency fund could negatively impact vulnerable groups who relied heavily on the additional support. Another trader, Marian Katemba, echoed similar sentiments, stating that the decision may leave many beneficiaries disadvantaged, especially those who depend solely on the emergency assistance for their daily survival.
The concerns come in the wake of an announcement by the Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Doreen Mwamba, who directed that beneficiaries under the now concluded ESCT be integrated into the regular social cash transfer scheme.
I have hereby directed the Director of Social Welfare in my Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, the Provincial Social Welfare Officer present here, the District Social Welfare Officer, not only for Chilanga but across the country, to make sure that we will not leave persons with various disabilities, severe disabilities, on the traditional social cash transfer. So those who are receiving the emergency social cash transfer but we are not on the traditional social cash transfer, I'm hereby directing that my officers immediately target and place them on the traditional social cash transfer.
One of the traders, Agatha Banda, urged the government to consider the move, noting that termination of the emergency fund could negatively impact the vulnerable groups who relied heavily on the additional support.
transfer iyo chamene vaidesera michani ise petiriri muno mukantri mwatu tina mavuto sikwanirisika yamene ondrama wakati pasako tigulako tunga tagulako tusopo na tusalaula tavalako koneka mwanga ndise vantu vana sivasevenza vankala chape manje vakatiresa dzapumukira kuti government vatianganeko njala yato metiri nayo.
Another trader, Marian Katemba, echoed similar sentiments, stating that the decision may leave many beneficiaries disadvantaged, especially those who depended solely on the emergency assistance for their daily survival.
Wali babamu abashakwata abana balifwa iyi nendalameyi eyibalela eyibasonga nomba twayisa mfo kutila balefwa bafunyeko nomba iyi ndalamanga bafunyako iyi ikatu bengi bakafwa bantu iyi ndalama ila twafuilisha mufingi sana kwali babantu bamubambi balilemana bapusukira muri nendalama.
Meanwhile, concerned citizen Catherine Chilu appealed to the government to prioritize financial support for the elderly and disabled. She called for the continuation of the emergency social cash transfer, stressing that many recipients have no other means of sustenance.
Umuntu ngakula tabakwata amaka ya kuchenga fwaya mwakusangire ndala mumu iraye ne bagament bachite yaleba olo nanguku kutula tabafuire bayipitula fya popende bambino size ndipo abachikaramba banandi bakuti abana balifwa ashala nabeshikuru so ire ndala mayaleba bagament bena kulelo mba ku bagament kuteki bayipitule fofine bamone nshila.
For Camnet TV, Mercy Matendeko.
Police have arrested Kambole Mboyonga, a driver believed to have hit and killed 23-year-old Shadrach Chalwe of New Ngombe compound in a tragic road traffic accident that occurred on Tuesday, May 13, 2025, along Great East Road near the Arcades Flyover Bridge in Lusaka. The accident happened at around 10 hours as the victim was attempting to cross the road from the southern to the northern side. Mr. Mboyonga, 27, of Makeni East, Lusaka, was driving a Toyota Mark X bearing registration number BBA 5794, which sustained significant damage, including a broken left side mirror, a cracked front windscreen, and a depressed front left fender. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga says preliminary investigations showed that the vehicle was traveling from east to west when it struck the pedestrian. Sadly, Shadrach Chalwe died on the spot after sustaining fatal injuries, and his body has been transported to the University Teaching Hospital, UTH mortuary, where it awaits a post-mortem examination. Kambole Mboyonga has since been detained and will be formally charged with the offense of causing death by dangerous driving. The United Party for National Development, UPND, has disclosed that the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway is being constructed at under half the cost of originally proposed $2.1 billion in a move aimed at delivering value for money while accelerating infrastructure development. Speaking at a media briefing, UPND Media Director Maxime said 25% of the project has already been completed. He explained that the road is being financed through a public-private partnership PPL model, meaning it does not add to the country's debt burden. He added that the private developer is expected to maintain the road for 22 years at no additional cost to the government. Mr. Simure also highlighted that over 3,000 jobs have been created through the project so far, contributing to employment opportunities and economic empowerment in the region.
It is our considered view that the UPND leadership, under the leadership of President HH, have been very much instrumental and consistent with the campaign promises for the people of the Copper Belt. First of all, through their linkage to Lusaka, under the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway. You may recall that in our previous on-site visit, we only went for a considerable distance of kilometers to appreciate what is being done. And we have been advised and guided that so far they have around 25% of the project has been done. And this is a road which is very critical to us leading to the Copper Belt. You may recall, many of you friends, that President HH, while in the opposition, as an opposition leader, continued talking about Lusaka Ndola Dual Carriageway as one of the key economic roads. And his argument was that that road did not to cost what we were seeing from our friends, over 2.1 billion. According to him, he continued to underscore one very important point, that that road could be done at half the price. Some people never believed him. Today, as we speak, it is being done at below half the price, which our colleagues were talking about.
Police have disclosed that the arrest of 27-year-old Jeremiah Konika was not preliminary because of the crying emojis he posted in a WhatsApp group, as reported by the Daily Nation newspaper, but due to a malicious and false post he published on a Facebook page. The suspect, who resides in an unmarked house on Chovu Chovu Road in Ngombe Compound, Lusaka, was apprehended in connection with the cyber defense committed on April 15, 2025. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga says the post, which appeared on a Facebook page named CHILENJE ZAMBIAN, was found to be defamatory and intended to humiliate and harass another individual online. He says following investigations, Konika was arrested and has since been detained at Kabwata Police Post.
Zambia Police Service wishes to confirm the arrest of one suspect identified as Jeremiah Konika, age 27, of unmarked house number on Chovu Chovu Road in the Ngombe compound of Lusaka. Brief facts of the matter are that on the 15th of April 2025, the suspect published a false and malicious post on a Facebook page named CHILENJE ZAMBIAN. The suspect has since been detained at Kabwata Police Station and has been officially charged with the offense of prohibition of harassment and humiliation contrary to Section 22 of the Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Act No. 4 of 2025. He is currently awaiting court appearance. We wish to take this opportunity to clarify misleading information that has been published in the Daily Nation newspaper, volume 11, issue number 4385 of today, 14th May 2025, under the headline, Youth Nabbed for Posting Crying Emojis on WhatsApp Group. The Zambia Police Service wishes to clarify that this is inaccurate and not a reflection of the true nature of the offense committed. We urge all media houses and practitioners to seek official verification from relevant authorities before publishing stories that may mislead the public. Irresponsible reporting has the potential to mislead citizens and erode public trust, and those wanting should not claim victimization when held accountable under the law. The Zambia Police Service remains committed to upholding the law and ensuring that digital platforms are not abused for purposes of defamation, cyberbullying, or the spread of false information.
The Association of Driving Schools in Zambia has expressed deep concern over the ongoing delays in the issuance of driver's licenses by the Road Development and Transport Agency, RATSA. Association President Kennedy Kaziko said the recent changes introduced in the practical road test examination process has created unnecessary challenges for both instructors and learners. He described the changes as a failed project, stressing that RATSA should have consulted with the association before implementing the new system. Mr. Kaziko noted that RATSA previously managed to attend over to 200 clients per day, but the number has now dropped to less than 60.
The Association of Driving Schools in Zambia has expressed concern over what it describes as unrealistic and inefficient measures recently introduced by the Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA. During a peaceful protest earlier today, the association's president, Mr. Kennedy Kajiko, said the new procedures have significantly disrupted operations and inconvenienced driving, schools and clients. Mr. Kajiko highlighted a drastic drop in service delivery, nothing that RATSA previously attended to, approximately 200 clients per day, but now only manages about 60. He further explained that driving examiners who used to assess up to 3 individuals in 20 minutes are now limited to just 1 person within the same time frame.
So, statistically, RATSA used to test or to attend to 200 people on a particular day, but now they are failing to clear 60 people. So to our surprise, Lusaka is growing in population. It is the more we expect the rise in the number of the people that we should test on daily basis. But RATSA is doing the opposite. Instead of progressing, we are retrogressing. So with the previous method, 1 examiner used to practically test or clear 3 people in 20 minutes. But with the current one, it takes them more than 20 to 30 minutes just to clear 1 person.
Meanwhile, Joseph Mulenga, a client, expressed frustration over the frequent delays at RATSA, attributing them to persistent claims of network failures. He said the repeated trips to the agency are costly and urged relevant authorities to address the situation promptly.
One of the complainants concerning the network at RATSA. So I've been coming here for quite some time just for me to have my test done, but unfortunately up to now we are still waiting. They just keep on telling us no, it's either the network is down or there's a line or a power of queue of people who are testing. So I was kindly asking or appealing to the people if they can assist us in terms of maintaining that same network or the booking frame, so that we are able to do tests as soon as possible, because it's a cost on our end. You find that you ask for a permit from your workplace to say you should come do the test, and then the day comes you are not able to do the test. And
Benson Tembo, a student at Natural Driving School, also attended to the concerns, stating that the continuous postponements in issuing licenses have negatively impacted him. He appealed to the RATSA to speed up the processing of documents to reduce the inconveniences being experienced by many.
Right. So the problem is that it takes time for us to get licenses here. You know, all of us here, we come here for some things, but whereby when we come here, it takes time for us to take our licenses. Sometimes you come here, you find they've changed the days. So for us, it's draining us with transports coming here, whereby we are coming far, coming here. So for us, we are making a lot of expenses instead of.
For Camnet TV, Mercy Matendeko.
Energy expert Leonard Sepe has urged ZESCO to make strategic use of the $15 million United States loan restructured by the Export-Import Bank of India, EXIM, emphasizing that the relief provides an opportunity to strengthen the utilities operations. Mr. Sepe noted that with the financial breathing space created by the restructuring deal, ZESCO should prioritize improving the country's power supply system and invest in the rehabilitation of its aging infrastructure. He explained that the agreement comes at a critical time, given the ongoing challenges the power utility is facing, including frequent outages and capacity constraints.
Development of EXIM Bank to agree to restructure the $320 million debt has basically come at the right time, especially considering the fact that within that amount of money, ZESCO accounts for $15 million. So what essentially this means to ZESCO, it means that ZESCO has now enough breathing space within which that amount of money can be paid. That ZESCO, with its limited resources that it has, it will now be able to redirect those limited amount of money to other need areas, such as the improvement of the supply system, working on the aging infrastructure system, and also other need areas within the utility. But then between now and then, what ZESCO must do is not to drop the cut. ZESCO now must work out within itself the internal affairs, how best it will make sure that it broadens the revenue streams in order for this $15 million to be paid without having challenges. So it has come at the right time. And also, this development is likely going to impact positively on ZESCO with regards to its operational challenges that it has been facing now that the payment period has been extended.
You're watching the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on Topstar channel 106. We're also live on ChemStream app as well as on Facebook. That's Camnet TV, and on our YouTube channel, Camnet TV. We'll now take our first set of commercials. I will be back with more news after the break. Keep watching.
Immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet Television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palabana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We now continue with more news. The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, has urged the Zambian government to publish the full forensic audit report into the theft of life-saving medicines donated by the United States. The call follows the U.S. government's decision to withdraw $50 million, approximately 1.4 billion kwacha, in medical aid due to systematic pilferage of drugs meant to benefit the Zambian citizens. JCTR Social and Economic Development Programs Manager Edward Musosa has described the situation as a moral crisis and a violation of the right to health. Mr. Msosa says marking the audit public report enhance transparency and accountability following citizens to see who is responsible and what corrective actions are being taken. According to findings by the U.S. government, 95% of pharmacies visited during investigations were selling medicines identical to those donated by the U.S., with 45% confirmed to be trafficking in stolen drugs.
Within this context and what is happening, JCTR makes the following recommendations to government for them to address the crisis as well as restore confidence not only before donors but to the citizens of Zambia who benefit from health services in these public health facilities. Number one, the government must publish the full forensic audit to the public so that we appreciate those who have been implicated, individuals and institutions, as well as for us to appreciate the outlined systemic failures within the medical supply chain, as well as the corrective actions that the government is going to take for accountability. Secondly, there is need for the government to protect whistleblowers. Among the steps would be to reform the Public Interest Disclosure Act to ensure that there is full anonymity and protection for whistleblowers. More resources are actually needed for enforcement to scale up operations of the Joint Task Force. Thirdly, we must fast-track prosecutions and asset recovery. This entails accelerating the prosecution of all individuals, regardless of rank or political affiliation, as long as they are implicated in the theft of medicines. Where possible, we must recover stolen medicines and misappropriated funds and channel them back into the health system to cushion the impact of the aid withdrawal.
Governance expert and human rights advocate Wesley Mianda has expressed concern over recent remarks made by Vice President Mutale Nalumango, suggesting that even if citizens change the government, the majority of Zambians would still remain poor. Mr. Mianda says the statement reflects a lack of clear strategy by the current administration to lift Zambians out of poverty. He notes that such sentiments are discouraging and risk eroding public confidence in the government's ability to deliver meaningful economic transformation. He emphasized that Zambia is endowed with vast natural and human resources, which, if effectively harnessed, can drive sustainable development and reduce poverty. He, however, stresses that this requires decisive leadership and a genuine commitment to economic reforms.
It's a statement that even if we are to change government today, Zambia as a country, or even Zambia themselves at individual levels, will still remain poor. This actual statement is actually discouraging. It's discouraging in the sense that people now would take it that even the current government does not have any plans to develop this country. But that is not true, because we have all what it takes in this country to grow our economy. So for the Vice President to actually come out in that manner, it means that somehow there is even no hope of survival. But as a governance expert and human rights advocate, I'm here to refute that statement, because it is actually causing some kind of despondence in the minds of Zambians. We have a lot of hope in our leaders. We have a lot of resources that we need to tap into to use and grow our economy and make people's lives better. So in this case, we still have hope. Whichever government that comes today should actually bear in mind the fact that they have to fulfill the mandate, they have to fulfill their promises that they usually give to the people of Zambia. Going forward, we are going towards elections in 2026. And what kind of message are we going to have from our leaders, especially from the current administration? We need to have the message of hope to the people. So let's see how best we can actually work hand in hand with our national leaders to ensure that this country is left better than we found it.
The Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia, AUDIT, in partnership with On-Time Company, has handed over 5 vehicles to online taxi drivers as part of an empowerment initiative aimed at enabling them to operate more effectively and with fewer challenges. On-Time Managing Director Camnet commended drivers for their loyalty to AUDIT and reaffirmed the company's commitment to empowering members through such innovative programs. Elas Chilela now reports.
Online taxi drivers have long voiced out concerns over the unfavorable conditions set by ride-hailing platforms, citing unreasonably low fares and limited driver protections. One of the major grievances raised is the ability of clients to significantly reduce fares regardless of the distance covered, a challenge that negatively impacts drivers' earnings. Another driver highlighted the lack of adequate security measures for drivers. He noted that the nature of the work exposes them to risks such as theft and road accidents, which often occur without any support or compensation.
When an issue happens and maybe the order has been completed, you go there and ask for the details. They say immediately completed the order and the details of that stream is not in the system. How is it your side? Do you keep the records of the trip for a longer time? How long do you keep it? Because in terms of an attack that happens, then someone comes to say I was booked at this time by this person. So that you check in the system, you check that information and you say that there's nothing. So we don't know what measures.
In response to these challenges, the president of the Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia, OTDAZ, Lucas Chanda, has launched an empowerment initiative aimed at supporting drivers. As part of the initiative, 5 vehicles were handed over to deserving online taxi drivers through a referral system involving 26 participants. Drivers contribute 50 kwacha daily to qualify for the monthly draw.
So we need to make sure that we find a best solution for the drivers. And today is today, and they have to listen, because the fares really, they are not enough for the driver. You find that a short distance is they are charging about 22 kwacha. In that 22 kwacha, they are deducting 17.5%. If the driver refuses that ride, definitely they are going to reduce their priority points, of which is not okay, as if we are slaves here in our own country. So we need to make sure that us drivers, all drivers, we get one together. We get together as one, and we fight this battle together, and we shall win.
Meanwhile, On-Time Managing Director Garnet Chilela commended drivers for their loyalty to OTDAZ and reaffirmed the company's commitment to empowering members through such innovative programs.
Third draw will be done in the copper belt. So whenever you book a ride on time, you're empowering the drivers. So why don't you empower your fellow brothers and sisters? So let's spread the word and let's continue booking on time.
50 kwacha, so we've reduced by 15 kwacha. Why are we doing this? We are giving it to our economy clients, so we expect a lot of clients to start booking on time. So that money is a trickle-down effect. It goes to the drivers, the ones we are giving the vehicle. So whenever you book a ride on time, you are the one buying them cars. So let's change the narrative. Let's support these people. They've been there. They are coming from your homes. They are your brothers. They are sisters. So please support on time and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend until everyone knows.
The participants picked numbers corresponding to vehicles on display. The moment winners were announced, emotions ran high as they celebrated their unexpected victory.
Very happy today. I participated in the previous draws, but I guess luck was not on my side. But today, I'm very happy that I finally won the car. So I'm very happy, and I didn't give up in the first place when I couldn't get a car. I had to continue with the requirement that I was, given to follow, and luckily today, I have won a car, so I'm very happy, and I'm very grateful to the suppliers of the cars, and I would encourage for them to continue with the same.
So the challenges are like, it's about the cashing. Every Monday, or depending on what you've agreed with the owner of the car. So if you don't work, meaning it's a minus for yourself. So you have to be like all the time consistency. It's the only thing which kept me going. But today the kids are showing up here, which is very more appreciating for me with this program which has been going on from the association and on time.
The Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia says the initiative, which began in August, will continue with the goal of economically empowering drivers across the country. Elias Chilela, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Mongu District Commissioner Morgan Akabeswa has assured Mongu residents to remain calm as Western Water Supply and Sanitation Company is doing everything possible to complete the water project. Mr. Akabeswa was responding to complaints from the community members stating that their project is taking long for people to access safe and clean water. Mr. Akabeswa has articulated some of the delay being caused by some people who encroached on the project land. He further said the management has started connecting people to the new grid, with only few remaining to be connected. The district commissioner is appealing to some Mongu residents to appreciate whenever a project is to be implemented in their area.
The coming of the $41.8 million water reclamation project being spearheaded by Western Water Supply and Sanitation Company had given hope to Mongu residents, as it was meant to end the water challenges currently being faced. However, some Mongu residents have expressed concern towards the slow pace of the project, as most people face a big challenge to access clean and safe drinking water. Speaking to Camnet News, one of Mongu residents, John Mukambo, has expressed concern towards the slow pace of the project for people to access safe and clean water, as most are depending on boreholes for them to access the commodity.
Nani kupoka pamane pila ya luna kubalilo kola mezi kuli mezi asamba kala kubula kuti kuna project yesu na kubateni ya mezi kono alubone kuli mezi ata akaveni kuzo hamandu kabe kwa batu kabuli follow zilize kikala uli follow samba kuli kama 1500 kuli cheba ezema connections kwali famandu aluna lubona kuli nikana kwene kusapala che haluzibi kapa mezi akali sape konji 2026 kapa jani kona kuzo aluna kwa batu base kuzo ya mezi cheki ano lukopa kuli balu akufisiza kwa tina kuli mezi alunyandisa luli.
And the other resident echoed similar concerns, stating that the project has taken long from the time people paid for restoration of the taps at their premises.
kulifalo samba kulifera masheni aona kubawo transferage mezi kubaba muloseri lwa utwa kulia baseli baka mezi baseli baitusaona konona lwali kulifera mezi yawo nikache kule abalubeli kiyalubiraila kwa muso kulia ukone kulubona fateni kakuli lwa bilaila luli mezi kona nto ya pili kumutu ya mezi byose kwitusa kibifubiro ebichwani kono baba mbona bakalieka le kwitusa mezi ya
cyuruko mukakuli kwanu kingi kanti abanze bali yachwana kuli project zekalire ko kumukora luto zaiza kwanu sezali ya luto afera kuli kikomo ndi kwachisonga kuba berefa tubeto tulago kono batu aba satisfied kulikana kamosi kumukezi cyuruko pamunso kulikone kukena fateni fatabafa utuse
Mino Mungu District Commissioner Morgan Akabeso has assured the Mungu residents that the company is doing everything possible to complete the project.
Assure the community that Western Water and Sanitation Company is doing all it could to make sure that with the contractor, the issues that are surrounding that area are resolved quickly and the connections will commence. And we need to finish this project quickly. And allow me quickly to heighten, to enlighten people what caused this delay. It's because of the encroachment on the water wells by some selfish people who wanted to derail government and the project. When a project has come in our midst and in our community, let us not look within here. Let's focus to the future and who the beneficiaries are going to be.
Museo Kabira, Camnet News in Mungu District, Western Province.
We now take our last set of commercials. Do join me with some international stories as well as post news after the break. Keep watching.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, media news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days. In Forgotten Stories, we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. This is the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on Top Star Channel 106 on Kenstream app. We are also streaming live on Facebook at Camnet TV, as well as on our YouTube channel Camnet TV. And now, in international news, the Director General of the International Labour Organization (ILO), Gilbert F. Hangbo, has raised alarm over the global scale of child labour, revealing that 160 million children are currently engaged in labor, 79 million of whom are involved in hazardous work. Speaking during the informal interactive dialogue on childhood with dignity, eliminating child labor in all its forms, including forced recruitment and use of children in armed conflict, held on 13th May at the United Nations headquarters in New York, Mr. Hangbo highlighted that approximately 112 million of these children work in agriculture, of those aged between 5 and 11 particularly at risk. He further noted that 17 million children are involved in domestic labor, often hidden from public view and oversight. Here is a roundup of international news.
Across the globe, 160 million children are trapped in child labour, many in dangerous, hidden conditions. At the United Nations, world leaders called for urgent united action to end this crisis, which spans agriculture, domestic work and even armed conflict.
Roughly 112 million children work in agriculture, with young children aged between 5 and 11. And they are particularly at risk. Over 7 million children are in domestic labor, too often out of sight and therefore out of mind.
Speaking at a UN dialogue titled Child with Dignity, Hwangbo warned that child labour is deeply tied to poverty and especially dangerous when it remains invisible.
We need to enact integrated strategies that promote all fundamental principles and rights at work. Decent work for parents is key to tackling poverty, and poverty is one of the main drivers of child labour.
With only 5 years to meet global targets on eliminating child labour, the message from the UN is clear. The world must act boldly, urgently and together before it's too late.
The United Nations Human Rights Office has voiced serious concerns over Egypt's proposed amendments to its Code of Criminal Procedure, calling for greater transparency and alignment with international human rights standards as the legislation awaits presidential approval. We have raised concerns over provisions of law that will grant public prosecutors broad discriminatory powers related to pre-trial detention, interception of communications and travel bans. This law would also provide for other measures adversely impacting the right to effective legal representation and on accountability for the conduct of public officials. Last-minute amendments were reportedly made to the draft law before it was sent to the president for his approval. Egypt has faced growing scrutiny in recent years over the judicial and security practices, particularly regarding prolonged pre-trial detention and limits on civil liberties.
A new report by the Environmental Justice Foundation is linking illegal and destructive overfishing by foreign vessels with a collapse in Senegal's fish stocks and a surge in irregular migration. Nearly 44% of licensed vessels operating in Senegalese waters are foreign-controlled, mainly from Spain and China. Fishing is a key source of income and food security in Senegal, employing 3% of the workforce. But as stocks vanish, local fishermen are left without a way to survive, pushing many to attempt dangerous sea crossings to Spain's Canary Islands. Migrant arrivals there nearly doubled in 2024, with Senegalese nationals among the top 3 groups making the journey. The Atlantic route from West Africa is one of the deadliest in the world. The report also points to destructive practices like bottom trawling, which destroy marine ecosystems. Experts warn that without urgent action, Senegal faces a worsening crisis both at sea and on land.
Zambia Under-20 International CHIPYOKA and SONGA has completed a permanent move to Israel Second Division side Hapoel Petah Tikva, marking a significant milestone in his professional football career. The talented winger, who is adept at operating on both flanks, initially joined the Israeli club in July 2024 on a one-year loan deal from ZESCO United FC, one of Zambia's most decorated football clubs. Following a successful spell, Hapoel Petah Tikva exercised their option to sign the player permanently. SONGA expressed appreciation to ZESCO United via social media, thanking the club for its role in his development. SONGA's move continues a growing tradition of Zambia's footballers marking their mark in the Israel League, which has increasingly become a gateway to European football. Notably, Lamek Banda, now with Serie A side Les 1, featured for Maccabi Petah Tikva, while William Jovu clinched the Israel Championship with Hapoel Kiryat Shmona. Other Zambian talents to have passed through the Israeli system include Emmanuel Munde, who won the Israeli Under-19 League with Maccabi Petah Tikva, and Nathan Sinkala and Ngosan Suzu, who both developed in the Israel youth leagues before advancing their careers in Europe. Emmanuel Mayuka also played for Maccabi Tel Aviv prior to high-profile moves to BSC Young Boys and later Southampton in the English Premier League. SONGA's transfer underscored the expanding international opportunities for Zambian players and reflects the country's growing influence in global football. That's it for our main news tonight. Remember, you have been catching us live on Topstar channel 106. We are also streaming live on Facebook, Camnet TV, on Kstream app, as well as on YouTube, Camnet TV. We've come to the end of the news. Before I leave, here's a recap of the stories making headlines. CHILENJE traders concerned over termination of JCTR urges government to publish forensic audit on stolen medical aid. Energy experts say ZESCO should leverage the $15 million restructured by the EXIM Bank. In international news, UN urges broad action to eliminate child labor in all its forms. And in sports news, Zambian winger CHIPYOKA SONGA secures permanent move to Israel club. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race to not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet breed to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Good night. Do enjoy the rest of our programming, and God bless you all.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms, Camnet TV, not just another channel.